Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are post-Easter now.
Got through it.
How was your Easter?
It was fine.
Was it fine?
It was fine.
How'd the steaks turn out?
The steaks were delicious. My oldest daughter, Malia, and her husband, Alex, hosted us at her house. We had a steak dinner that Jason grilled out. It was good. Mm-hmm. That part was good. Church was good. It was just a lot in one day. I was really tired when it was over.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot, yeah. Yeah, we had about 42 people at my house.
Holy cow.
32 adults, 12 children, something like that.
How'd your egg hunts go?
Great. Oh, my gosh, the kids love it.
Did anyone win $1 million on one of the lottery tickets you hid?
I do not. I tell them, I put lottery tickets out for the big kids to hunt, and I tell them, if don't scratch these off till you get home, and if you win big, either give me some of it or don't tell me.
Well, hopefully they won and just didn't tell you.
Well, the day ended up turning out beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were able, because I was worried there for a while with all that rain.
Yeah, it was supposed to rain.
It was supposed to rain, and then Saturday was terrible. You know, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I said it's going to be terrible, and we're going to have to take it up to the theater. And of course, you didn't come to the Good Friday service, but we had the Good Friday service at Nostalgia Theater, and that was really, really nice. We had a big crowd for that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Jim preached, and First Christian Church's praise band played. It was a really fun event, and I was like thinking, oh my gosh, if we have to have the Easter egg hunt here, there's like 200 chairs set up.
Oh, well, that just makes it fun to hide the eggs.
That's what I said. We'll just hide them. He's like, what are you going to do? I said, throw them under the chairs.
Yeah, tape them.
Make them wrestle for it.
Tape them under the bottoms of the chairs.
So I was kind of like, but we ended up having it outside. And,
good.
Yeah, we had some people come for Easter, and you know, and it was just fun. We had plenty of food, but I did run out of cheesy potatoes. Because I did not make enough of that, because that's a big draw, and they were good this year. I had to eat the rest over my great niece Adley's. She had a little bit on there. I'm like, Adley, you gonna eat these? Because they were gone. I like last one to eat. By the time you prepare all that stuff, I don't want to. Yeah. I never understood my granny. My granny never ate with the family. Never. She always ate when everybody was done. And I get it now, because it's like once you see it and you're preparing it for 2 days, the last thing you want to do is eat it. Isn't that weird? Yeah. So, but I was last, so the cheesy potatoes are gone. But I was sitting there, and that's my nephew Travis and Tyler Knapp's little girl, Adley. And she was sitting there, and I said, you going to eat your cheesy potatoes? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, give me a bite. They were really good. So, good. But yeah, we had a good time. The kids had a great time. Oh my gosh. And they get along so well. Easter is one of those times that were like my cousins from Indianapolis come. My Uncle R.C., who lives in my grandmother's house in Clay City, he comes, and then his 2 kids, Caleb and Christy, come. Christy didn't make it this year because they went to her husband's, but Caleb was there, and he has a boy and 3 girls. And so it's fun for them all to, like, for Jack.
Yeah.
These are like second and third cousins. I was raised with my cousins. On the Franklin side every Sunday. I mean, I was raised with cousins. We were all good friends and that type of thing. And Buffy came home, and it was nice. And so she brought her friend Kara from Onley with her, and that was awesome. Well, yeah, just a great time. Just a great. The weather was great, and yeah. So no, I'm pretty happy with it. And then yesterday started out chilly. Yesterday. Yeah,
it's still kind of chilly in the mornings. But I'm sure that's probably coming to an end pretty quick.
I think today's supposed to be in the upper 70s.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday, we had the kids didn't have school. This was on Monday, and so we went out and we planted our garden.
Oh, did you get it done?
We planted our raised beds. We did. We planted a whole raised bed full of potatoes.
Okay.
And then we did. What did I do this year?
Did you do tomatoes?
Okay. Tomatoes. Banana peppers.
Jalapenos?
No, I don't do jalapenos, but I am I'm gonna go home. I have extra room in one of my beds, so I'm gonna plant
jalapenos.
No.
You should do that.
No, I don't
Jalapeno poppers. Those are the best. You would love them. They're not even hot.
I know, but They're
full of cream cheese. How could you pass on that?
They're
wrapped in bacon.
I'm just gonna have make Jason give me
Nature's candy.
Nature's candy. I'm gonna have Jason make me those. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna do. I've never done green peppers, sweet green peppers or whatever. So Jack's like, let's do peppers. So that, and then I did broccoli this year. I like broccoli, and I'm gonna do. Did I do lettuce or cabbage? I may have done cabbage. Never. I've done carrots before. We don't live off this garden by no means. A lot of times I watch it grow and
I think it kind of burned up a little bit last year while you were on vacation. Some of it did. Some of it survived, and I watered it, but it's just
too much. Yeah, and if you're not there, and we took that 2 week off, so we're gonna be there. But I didn't. I mean, my tomato. We haven't planted and cucumbers. We'll do cucumbers, but I haven't done cucumbers yet because they're not selling them yet. It's not time for cucumbers. Oh, okay. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and I got some. I think I'm gonna hit the old farmer's market today after we eat lunch and get some pots. I don't know where April went.
I know. I said that last night too. I was looking at the calendar and I was just like, what has happened here?
Because it's like April's so almost fast. We're a week and a day away from
May. We're knocking on May's door, which I'm happy about. I wish some years the school year ends early in May. This year it's very late in May. I'm sure the teachers probably feel the same way I do, but I'm ready for a break. I'm ready for this year to be over with, and I'm ready for my kids to be home. And it's like one more month. Like, let's get through it. We can do it. One more month. And it'll go fast, and it's fine. It's just,
it will go fast, but
I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for 4th of July. That's the next big, I mean, I guess Memorial Day is a holiday too, but like the next big holiday that we celebrate or do something fun with is 4th of July. And I love 4th of July.
Yeah, you love 4th of July. Mother's Day
is my least favorite holiday. I hate Mother's Day.
Why? I don't like it anymore now that my mom's gone.
Yeah.
I used to like
my
Mother's
mom's here,
Day.
but I get to see my mom every day. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a lot of things to do in one day.
Yeah. I don't do anything on Mother's Day.
Well, that's good.
I go to church, come home. Yeah, I was just like, it's Mother's Day. Everybody leave. And when the boys were little, be like, it's Mother's Day. Let your dad take you somewhere. Get out.
Yes. Yeah, I'd be all for that kind of Mother's Day.
Yeah, but
makes me sound selfish to say it, but it's like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to relax. And then instead, I'm just got a lot of things to do.
Yeah, so. Mother's Day, then what will happen? Man, when's Memorial Day? Is that the beginning or the end of this summer?
It's at the beginning.
Okay.
It's in.
I get so confused.
It's the very end of May. It's like, I don't even know the date this year, but it's the end of May, and so.
So that's kind of fun. I'm gonna meet
kickoff to summer.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet with my cousin Kai Hemphill today and talk a little bit about the cemetery tour project we got going on. So I'm gonna meet with them, and then next week meet with another cousin, David Hemphill. Then meet with my Aunt Marie and get that stuff lined out. So I feel like though with Easter, because I do Easter, I do all the holidays. I actually feel like, and the show's done. For me, it's just like. Because I feel like I have literally been busy since last October. Once we start the shows, because the shows go right into each other, and then with holidays, and I like doing the holidays though, and I love Easter. It's one of my favorites. But I do feel like I can breathe now.
Yeah.
Because there for a while, it was just too much. Now it's like, oh gosh,
got a little time.
Got a little time, and so then we have when is that Harry Potter thing?
July 31st.
That's July 31st, and what day is that on?
It's a Thursday night.
I knew it was a Thursday night.
Harry Potter was born on July 31st. So for those of you that are not Harry Potter fans, now is the time to start reading the books or watching the movies and get ready for Harry Potter's birthday party on July 31st at Nostalgia Theater. We are going to celebrate big time with Harry Potter trivia. There will also be other themed things going on, but it is going to be so fun.
I'm looking forward to it because I'm not doing it. I don't know anything about Harry Potter, but Amy Allen and I are going to start binging Harry Potter. I'm going to start watching. I've only watched the first one.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
Real Harry Potter fans have read the books, not just watched the movies. Because everything that is in the books is not in the movies. So if you
so the trivia is going to come from.
If you really want to be a competitor in this trivia game, if you're competitive and you want to win, you will have needed to have read the books and watched the movie. Some questions will be movie related. A lot of them will be book related. They are not the same.
Yeah, I don't read.
They are audiobooks. You could listen to them on audio.
Oh, I could do that. I don't have the attention span to read, but I could, like when I'm floating around in my pool.
You sure could.
Oh, you are.
That's a lot of hours, though. But yeah, you could.
Is that a lot of hours? What are we talking here?
Hey, Ty, Google how many hours total if you listen to all of the Harry Potter books on audio.
Well, how many movies are there?
There are 8 movies, 7 books. Right?
8 movies?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No. It's a whole saga. It's his whole life. Yes. Abby, have you
Holy-
watched Harry Potter? Have you read Harry Potter?
I've read half of them.
She's read half of them.
What?
She's
Are you
not
going
read
to
them
come?
all.
You need to make plans for your friends
It
that
also
night.
includes a costume contest. Yes, Ty?
It'll approximately take 117 hours.
117 hours if you were to listen to all of the books on audio. Are you going to be spending over 100 hours in your pool before July 31st? You might.
No. Okay.
Okay, you might have to also
Wow.
listen a little bit while you're working. Be like, talk to your patrons and be like, hush, I got my earbuds in.
I'm
and-
just going to lose at Harry Potter. I'll just
well,
drink.
actually, I don't think you're probably disqualified anyway because if we let you play, they would say it was rigged. You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're on
Yeah,
the
I'm
board,
out.
so
No, I'm
you're
out.
out.
What?
But you should attend, and you should.
Oh, I'll be there.
and
I'll
you
be there.
should learn.
What I'll
while
do
you're
is
there.
I'll bartend.
Perfect.
I'll bartend because
We're having Harry Potter themed mixed drinks.
Yeah, see, so somebody's gonna have to. Me and Amy will bartend
Uh-huh.
because I hope it's big, and we've been sharing it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got an Instagram page now too, right?
Yep.
Nostalgia does.
Nostalgia's on Instagram.
So we want this to be a big thing because we've had 2 really big heating bills back
Yeah,
to back
we
at
have.
the theater, and so I mean, even though we've got some money in our account, but yeah, when one month's heating bill's like almost 700 and the other one's over 700, you know, you got about $1,500 went out just in heating bills.
Yeah.
It's so, you know, air conditioning doesn't cost near as much as heating though.
Right.
But so we're over that. It's only a couple ones, but it's like, oh my gosh, I wrote that check this week. And
Yeah, it got really cold this year, didn't it?
it did get cold this year, but
So, okay. So,
anyway,
it's going to be a fun
we got a
event.
lot
So
of stuff
mark
going
your
on.
calendars now. And tickets for the Harry Potter event go on sale May the 1st. That's coming up. We expect this event to sell out quickly, so be ready to buy them on eventbrite.com on May the 1st.
so we need to be knocking that. We need to knock on.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get on that Instagram thing, and whatever else.
Mm-hmm. I'm on it.
I'm not. I don't even know if I follow Nostalgia Theater on Instagram. Do I?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no clue.
I don't know, but let's kick this show off. We always start with an ad. What you got?
Well, I picked up this ad a little bit ago because I failed. But anyway, did you know that Wrigley's has been around since the 1920s?
Yes.
Look at that ad.
Yes, they've been around since earlier than that.
For mother, father, the boys and girls, it's the sweet for all ages, at work or play, the beneficial goodie. When you're nervous and tired, see how it refreshes. The flavor lasts. Wrigley's Double Mint Chewing Gum, sealed tight. I love the juicy fruit. I always like the juicy fruit.
I always liked the juicy fruit when I was little. Nowadays, I cannot stand it.
My mother was and the spearmint, but my mother was a Wrigley's Double Mint Gum chewer. But you know what was weird about that? Okay, so it's not like you're getting a whole mouthful of gum. My mother was notorious for cutting it in half.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cutting it in half, that little bitty thing, and my mother would cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you ever got into her purse, there was always a half ripped piece of Wrigley's Double Mint gum.
Yep. I'm going to see what year that company started.
That stuff. Sealed tight.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They were founded in 1891. I thought they were around in the 1800s.
Wow, really?
Founded by William Wrigley Jr. in 1891.
And still going strong.
He originally used gum as a gift to promote his soap and baking powder products.
Okay, that's weird.
He later recognized the gum's own potential and focused on gum production, eventually launching brands like Juicy Fruit and Spearmint.
I love
So I
Juicy
guess he
Fruit.
gave it out to his friends he was trying to sell soap to.
How weird.
Mm-hmm. But it did start in Chicago.
But.
And you know what else is in Chicago?
What?
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field. So did he own Wrigley Field? Is that the same people?
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Wrigley was loaded, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So in the 1920s, he expanded his business, including real estate, hotels, and railroads, and he purchased the Chicago Cubs. And they later renamed Wrigley Field in his honor.
Huh. Well,
Yep.
there you go.
There you go. That was a good one.
That was a fun
I
one.
like it when we
How interesting. I had no idea
have a little
Wrigley's
history
was-
on it. Mhm.
But so like his soap and stuff didn't last, but his gums last for 100 and what is it? 125, 25, 35, 34 years. 134 years. Wow. That's
Yep.
interesting. Mr. Wrigley. No soap, but his gums last forever.
Yep.
Wonder what that company's worth. I wonder if it's still a family-owned
No,
company.
nothing is. They're
No.
all owned by one big corporation, right? Let's see.
Wow.
In 2008, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway helped finance Mars's $23 billion acquisition of Wrigley. $23 billion of Wrigley in 2008. Mars then acquired Buffett's minority stake in 2016, taking full control of Wrigley. So the Mars company is who owns it.
23
billion with a B as in boy.
Do you know how many packs of gum
that is a lot of gum.
That's a lot of chewing gum.
That is a lot of gum.
Wow. Well, wow, I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah.
Why did I invent some gum?
I know.
Every time somebody makes it big, I'm like, why did I invent that?
Maybe you could invent something now, and then 100 years from now, your descendants will be like, I'm so glad my great-great-granny did this.
I have a feeling.
What are you going to invent?
Patents and all that stuff just don't come easy, don't come like they used to. I think you have to jump through it. It's probably government controlled. You know how I feel about the government.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the queen of conspiracy theories. On that note, we're going to take a commercial break, and I don't know who's kicking off this show. It looks like you're going to.
I'll kick it off, and I got a variety of fun things to talk about. So we'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. So I have this scrapbook. I've used it before on the show. It is full of all kinds of newspaper clippings from Clay County over the years. There's different shows I've pulled things from. I made the mistake of not really marking what I've covered and what I haven't. It's going to be a mixture today of all kinds of things I'm talking about. I'm just going to flip through the scrapbook. But there's this one story in here that I thought I had talked about previously on another show. Stacey doesn't think that I did. So maybe I didn't, but I'm going to talk about it again. So if this is the second time that you've heard this story, then just fast forward a minute. Yeah, it's a refresher.
It's a refresher course.
Because this whole scrapbook is full of like interesting tidbits, and this one I thought was really kind of cool. The headline is, doctors will try to reattach Xenia girl's ear this summer. Severed tissue is still alive. So this girl, I'm going to get the picture to Ty real quick because it is.
We totally did not cover this.
Okay. This girl in Xenia was 11 years old. Her name was Mary Louise Merritt, and she may still be around here. I don't know. Do you know her, Mary Louise Merritt?
I do not.
Okay.
The last name Merritt doesn't even ring a bell much.
Okay. This article is probably from 1975 because everything else on this page is marked 1975. But the article starts out and says, for almost a year now, Mary Louise Merritt, 11, has been carrying the top portion of her right ear tucked beneath an incision on her lower right abdomen, because they needed it to regrow. So I guess they sewed it into her belly Okay, so let's get into this. The tissue is alive and growing, her father, Robert L. Merritt, says, and should be ready to be reattached to her ear in surgery in a few weeks. Merritt, head sawyer at a barrel stave plant and a former Pekin resident, said the family's pet German Shepherd dog, Eli, which he described as overprotective, nipped off part of Mary Louise's ear as she scuffled before school one morning with a playmate at her home.
Oh.
The girl with the severed portion of her ear was taken to Clay County Hospital at Flora, and after a hurried consultation and telephoning, she was rushed to a St. Louis hospital by a funeral home rescue truck through thick fog. At St. Louis, a surgeon made an incision on Mary Louise's abdomen about 2 or 3 inches right of the navel, her father said, and implanted the ear tissue beneath the skin in an effort to keep it alive. After several trips back to the hospital, the surgeon last fall told the family the tissue was alive and growing. Merritt said he probably will take Mary Louise back to St. Louis in April and that she probably would have the operation to reattach the ear portion in June or July after she's out of school. He said the doctor was optimistic about the chances of success of the operation, but nothing is certain. Mary Louise missed about 2 weeks of school. She plays the clarinet in her school band, and Eli's the dog. Eli was shipped to the Air Force at Scott Air Force Base, Merritt said.
Well, the dog was just protecting.
Well, too bad. He had to go join the Air Force, Stacey.
Hey, no, Anchors Away. I was going to sing Anchors Away. What? I don't even know what the Air Force song is.
Mary Louise has 4 sisters and a brother who, with her father,
Wow.
are hopeful the operation will be successful. Her mother, Mary, died of a heart attack last July.
Aw.
So here's Dad with all these kids, 5-6 kids. There's hardly a scar, but her ear is alive. Mary Louise Merritt of Xenia sits with her father, Robert, and shows the place where a portion of her ear lies under her skin. A dog bit off part of the ear, and the St. Louis doctor sewed it under the skin to keep it alive. Let's see the picture, Ty. Did you get it? Yeah. Here she is. She is pointing, bless her heart, at her little belly with her ear tucked inside of it.
That's the
And
craziest thing.
I kind of wanted a picture of what her ear looks like now without it. Like, could they have taken one with her pulling her hair back to show us?
Exactly.
Like, well, how much of it was pulled off? Sounds incredibly painful.
And what year was this again?
Probably 75, just judging by everything else on the page was, it
Isn't
could
that
have been later. So
isn't
this
that
one thing
impressive,
here is
though?
89, but the thing next to it's 75. This is a mixture of stuff, so who knows? It was sometime in the 70s or 80s. They didn't put a date on it.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Who would have thought to do something like that? Here, put X marks the spot.
Okay. I did that one.
You did? How interesting. Yeah, we did not. I definitely would have remembered an ear sewed.
Would you remember the ear sewn into
almost positive.
Okay.
Yeah, how crazy is the human body anyway?
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Tell me there's
Yeah.
no God.
Uh-huh.
Definitely. That is nuts.
That is nuts.
And that's just so weird.
Let's see. I don't know if I did this
No.
one either, but
What
we're
is
going
it?
to. I don't have a picture for it. Xenia man shot while farming. Gunman sought.
We did do that one.
We did do that one
Yeah,
about
we did, but
A.W. Pickle.
Yes, we did pickle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for those who are wondering, and I don't want to leave him hanging. He
No,
was
no, you gotta
45
read
years
it.
old, headed away from a fence row, approximately 45 feet into the field when he was struck in the back of the head by a bullet believed to be from a small caliber gun. He was found by a farmhand who was disking the other end of the field and found him wounded. He was taken by ambulance to Salem Hospital, later transferred to Mount Vernon. Clay County Sheriff Jim Sulzberger set up roadblocks in the vicinity but found no signs of anyone in the heavily wooded area. Nearby ponds and creeks were dragged in an effort to find any weapon which might have been discarded. The sheriff said that it was possible for a stray bullet of even a small caliber gun to sometimes travel as far as a mile away. So,
Jeez.
yeah, they never found it. Honestly, I'm betting that was not on purpose. I don't know the backstory of that later.
Yeah, I bet it was an accident.
Oh, there's a follow-up here.
Oh, no, we don't have a follow-up.
This is June 1972. A.W. Pickle Jr., 45, a Xenia farmer, died at 11:40 p.m. at Furman Desloge Hospital in St. Louis. Death was the direct result of a gunshot wound in the head on June the 9th. Identity of the person who fired the gun is unknown. Since that time, Pickle has been hospitalized in extremely critical condition, and his death now makes his unknown assailant a murderer. A full-scale investigation of this matter is in progress. Following his death, the bullet was removed from the brain of the deceased during an autopsy. This bullet may be a clue to the identity of the slayer. Yeah, so no, it's not a follow-up that shows...
Yeah, I know. That was never solved, was it?
No, and that would be now with today's ballistics and things like that, it makes you wonder if they could pull up that cold case and figure it out.
Yeah, because I find it, I mean, do you think it could I don't know, though.
People can fire a gun. That's why even if you're doing like backyard target shooting, you have to be really sure that you have a berm up or something that's going to block it, because you may think, well, there's nothing behind my house, it's just a field. That bullet can travel for like a mile.
I guess that's
so like it can just keep going and going and going, and you might kill somebody a mile away and you think that your bullet's not even close.
That's what I always think about like when people are hunting. It's like, well, it's sooner or later it's going to peter out, but
right.
But in the meantime, it's going to be going crazy. It's going to hit something.
Right. That's why
a bullet just stop.
First of all, a lot of it depends on the bullet and what you're shooting. And I think I'm not a ballistics expert by no means, and my husband will watch this later and be like correcting me. But I don't think shotgun shells go near as far as like a rifle.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that you can rifle hunt very often. I don't know. I feel like it's shotgun season and muzzleloader season. There is a pistol season, but I don't know about rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you think about all the stray bullets in the world, you know, wow.
That's like when, Jason and the kids go hunting or whatever, they're very particular, like where they put their deer stand. And if there's any houses, even if it's like way far away in the direction they're shooting, then they move their angle so that it's going in a direction where there's not any houses.
This is kind of scary because like I had a customer that lives out kind of like in a wooded area, and she was telling me that she was putting clothes away in her bedroom, and then she'd like walk through her bedroom or whatever, and then she was like going into the bathroom, whatever, and a bullet went through her and hit her and went right through her bedroom and hit her closet.
Oh my.
Can you imagine just walking in your...
No, I can't. That would be a nightmare.
It would be a nightmare. We need to take a commercial break.
Okay. We'll be right back.
And we'll be back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank To Go app. Search My Bank To Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we've got lots of different articles. That was a blessing, that book.
Yes, it was.
It really was.
I have another picture that I am attaching right now, and I'm going to read this story. about a lottery winner.
A lottery winner.
Huh? And it wasn't you, and it wasn't I. But I'm happy for the people that did win. This is Gladys Koenig. She won $300,000 in the lottery.
300,000.
This is in 1975.
Wow. Ooh, in 75, 300 grand. Wow.
At the present time, this is in 75, she spends much time at home and rides her blue tricycle to town when the weather is good. With a guaranteed income of $20,000 a year now, her habits may change a little. I still don't believe it, Mrs. Koenig kept saying to herself while talking to reporters. That's how I would be too, just in disbelief.
Oh, I
the
would be
people in
losing it.
Flora are so friendly and kind. They kept telling me that I was going to win, she went on. The times may change today for the 67-year-old Flora lady, but one thing she is sure of, I know I probably won't win anymore, but I'll still buy lottery tickets each week, she explained.
So I wonder if it was like the lottery or was like a scratch off.
I don't know, because it's not knocking her because I'm not her, but she was 67 and she chose the $20,000 a year option.
You don't ever want to do that option. Just for saying you don't ever want to choose that option, because when you die, it's not like your family keeps getting it. Take the payout, the big money. You're going to pay a lot in taxes, but in the end.
This is the editor's note. Mrs. Koenig is not a, quote, mattress stuffer. She believes in banks. And
don't go robbing her.
I see where he's going with this.
Who wrote that article? Does it
Jerry
say?
Stanford.
I love it. Yeah,
though she is not sure as yet how she will spend the windfall, she's sure that she will keep the money in the bank until she decides.
Good for
Don't
her.
be going robbing her.
Don't be thinking you're going to get anything.
Mrs. Koenig can now trade her tricycle in for a new car, for she is $300,000 richer than she was yesterday. Mrs. Koenig was the Bonanza Prize winner today in the Illinois State Lottery drawing, which was held in Rockford. Of the 31 people who qualified for the Bonanza top prize of $300,000, she was one of only 6 downstate qualifiers. Not a shocker. As shortly after 10:30 a.m., her name was drawn, and she was $300,000 richer. She will receive the $300,000 in $20,000 installments over the next 15 years. 15 plus 67, 82. She might have made it.
Yeah.
Where was she when she won? She was sitting quietly alone in her house on Shady Street in Flora, feeling that there was no way she could win the top prize. Shady Street's football field?
No,
Where's?
Shady's over where Dr. Button lived. That's Shady Street, isn't it? No,
No,
that's Shadwell.
Shady is a tiny little short street.
Yeah, where is Shady?
Right behind I think it is by the football field.
Is it? I think it might be. Ty, where's Shady Street in Florida? Now it's going to drive me crazy.
Things were not so quiet for Mrs. Shirley Garrett, wife of Bob Garrett, owner of Garrett's Shoe Store, when the winning ticket was purchased. A call from Chicago gave Mrs. Garrett the news of Mrs. Koenig's winning. The caller was from radio station WBBM in Chicago, who carried the lottery drawing live. Mrs. Garrett knew she had to get a hold of Mrs. Koenig and get her to a telephone. Oh, so Mrs. Koenig didn't even have a phone. Not having a car at home, Mrs. Garrett borrowed a neighbor's car and went to Mrs. Koenig's house and brought her back to the Garrett house on 17 Sunset Drive. That was near where my grandparents lived.
Yeah.
I told her that she had won a lot of money and that we had to get to a phone, said Mrs. Garrett. I still didn't believe that I had won, said Mrs. Koenig, who then spent the next hour and a half glued to the telephone, answered questions from reporters from all over Illinois. I have no idea what I will do with the money, she told the reporters. I'll just wait until it comes and enjoy it. During the night, I had no thoughts about winning, even though my mailman and Mr. Garrett said that I would. One thing which also crossed Mrs. Koenig's mind was taxes. She told Bob Garrett that she would have to hire someone to help her out with the financial details of the winnings, which is something that a lady on Social Security doesn't have to worry about. The way that she was qualified for the Bonanza drawing was unusual. One day during the week of January 21st, she was rummaging through some papers and found an old lottery ticket which was good for the November 14th drawing. Curious about whether she had checked it or not, she took the ticket to Garrett's Shoe Store. She didn't believe it when she found out what the ticket was worth. I was excited to have just won $1,000. I
my
didn't think
gosh.
about winning anything more, she said. At one time, she thought seriously about going to the drawing in Rockford, but decided against it when she thought about trying to make bus connections there. Mrs. Koenig is 67 years old, a widow, and the mother of 2 grown children who has lived in Flora for just over 3 years. Before that, she spent the major part of her life in metropolitan Chicago. Bless her heart.
Wow.
Okay, so let's take a look at this Gladys Koenig
Look at her.
here.
Oh,
Yes, so
isn't
that's
she
her.
Sweet.
Yeah, so shown with
Those
her
are grown children?
Nope, that's Mr. and Mrs. Bob Garrett, owners
Oh.
of the store where she purchased the winning ticket. So I didn't know the Garretts until much later in their lives where they were aged, but I think
It said, what does it say? The Garretts will receive 1% of the winning. They got $3,000.
wow.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, how fun is that? Isn't she sweet?
She's super sweet.
Okay, where's Shady Street?
So,
It's right across the tennis court.
The tennis courts.
yes,
Yes.
across from the tennis courts.
That's right.
That's right. Yep. Now we know. People that live on Shady Street that watch our show are like, why don't you know where this street is?
I get so confused on streets.
I don't. I usually know where all of them are, so I'm surprised at myself. Put that in my back in my brain.
Put that in
so
the back of your brain?
Yes. So
Huh.
okay.
I love that story.
Yes, that's a good
That
one.
was a good one.
I wonder if she's buried at Elmwood. This would make a good future.
I don't know. What's her
Elmwood
name
story.
again? I'll look at you.
Gladys Koenig.
How do you spell Koenig?
Koenig.
Okay, remember that, Abby, because I'm going to need that. That would make a great cemetery.
Not for this year because
Not
we
for this
already have
year.
those covered, but for future reference.
Yes.
Yep. Let's see.
Yeah. Come on.
Some of these I'm pretty sure I've covered.
Well, ask me.
Okay. This page, this has a lot of tragedy on it, but Lyle Milligan, courageous in attempt to save life of 2-year-old on tracks.
Oh, what's that one?
A train conductor who ran down a catwalk to try to knock a 2-year-old boy off the tracks before the train reached him did not get there in time on Monday, and the boy was struck and killed. This was not in Florida. This was in Carlisle. 1976. Police identified the victim as Jess Waltering Carlisle, who was dead on arrival at St. Joseph Hospital in Breeze. Conductor Lyle M. Milligan of Flora and engineer Rex Ward of Belleville told authorities that they saw the boy standing on a railroad tie at the edge of the B&O tracks as the 19-car freight train headed west at 37 miles an hour. Ward said he sounded the train's whistle and applied the brake as Milligan ran down the catwalk, but the train hit him before Milligan could reach him.
Oh,
Milligan and Ward were not hurt. How sad. Bless his
man.
heart. How terrible tragedy for that family. Terrible tragedy for Lyle Milligan, who tried to save him and couldn't. Yeah, that's just a sad one.
how'd you spell her last name?
Koenig.
None in Flora. But she did live here,
Okay.
so that could be something's done about the. Okay, that one. What's that?
Let's see. Ronald Jacobs, 18, of
I was
Flora,
just getting ready to say I don't recognize
is
that
killed
one.
in an auto accident early on Saturday morning. Ronald R. Jacobs, 18, of Route 1, Flora, was killed instantly Saturday morning, September 1st, as the car he was driving smashed headfirst into a tree about 1 mile west of Trago Lake. I know right where that is. That's probably at that intersection near where the Eigerts live out there.
Yeah.
This is in 1973. Clay County Coroner Joe Cardascio was called to the scene and fixed the time of death at 5 a.m. According to Cardascio, there were no passengers in the car and no witnesses to the accident. Jacobs was employed at Spartan Manufacturing Company in Flora and was the son of Mr. and Mrs. Dwight Jacobs. Young Jacobs came home after finishing work on the evening shift at Spartan shortly after 12:30 a.m. His folks report he changed clothes and told them he was going for a drive and to look up a friend, Joe Cannon. The Cannon youth, who had a serious accident and totaled his car in a ditch near Reinard may well have been the last to see Jacobs alive, as there is an unconfirmed report that they did meet that evening. Cannon's accident occurred at 3:20 a.m. The car was split in half by the collision and towed to pieces in Headley's body shop.
Wow.
It has some more details that aren't really necessary to share, but his parents were Mr. and Mrs. Dwight Jacobs of Flora, 2 brothers, Charles of Fairfield and Jackie Jo of Joliet, 2 sisters, Mrs. Richard Etienne Marge and Mrs. Robert Dickey K. Dickey, both of Joliet, and several nieces, nephews, aunts, and uncles. That's terribly sad. And then,
that is very sad.
Yeah, and so then in the attached,
18.
it's the same cut out from the paper. So attached to this article is the one about Joe Cannon. Joe Cannon, 18, hurt and wrecked near Reinard. State and county police officers investigated an accident at 3:20 a.m. Saturday, about 6 miles south of Flora. The accident involved one car which ran off the road and overturned in a ditch near Reinard. The driver was Joe Cannon, 18, of Flora. He was rushed to Clay County Hospital. He was treated for broken bones and lacerations and has since been released. He apparently lost control of his 1969 Plymouth and overturned it in the ditch. The car was a total loss. Okay, so these 2 boys are both 18 years old. They're both out in the middle of the night. One has a wreck at 3:20 a.m. The other one, the coroner is calling at 5 a.m. We don't know what time it really happened.
Yeah.
They'd been together, and then they both wrecked their car.
Ugh,
Seems like,
man.
I hope that they weren't drinking and driving or something like that. None of that's mentioned, but that is so sad. I'm thankful the one lived, but how terribly sad that the other boy passed away.
We need to take a commercial break, and we will be right back.
Okay.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Peggle's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Peggle Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
Give me all your lumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Okay, welcome back to, by the way, with Beth and Stacey. I got a couple of more articles here I'm going to read. The first one is basic. Well, I think I'll come back to that one because I want to show you the picture and Ty doesn't have it ready yet. Next, I'm going to talk about Dorlisa Martin. And she was a kind of a little actress, wasn't she?
Yeah, we graduated high school together.
I think if we would have had Nostalgia Theater as a community community theater thing, I bet she would have been one of our
She definitely would have.
in
She
it.
actually works at the Goodman Theater in Chicago.
Oh, okay. So it says Dorlisa Martin, 8-year-old daughter of Dr. and Mrs. H.L. Martin of Flora, has been chosen as a member of the cast of The Sound of Music, which will be produced at the Little Theater in Sullivan during the last week of August and the first week of September. Have you ever been to that little theater?
I have not.
We ought to make a trip there.
We should make a trip.
It is really cool.
I've never been to the Muni either.
Yeah, the Muni's not my favorite because it's only open in the summer and it's hot.
Yeah,
but
we need to go to the Little Sullivan. Is it the Little Sullivan? It's still open,
It's
right?
called the Little Theater in Sullivan. Yeah, as far as I know, it's still open. And I went there and watched a production of Cinderella or something like that. It was good. It's full of kids. Yeah, so she had tried out for a part in the cast last spring. The Little Theater of Sullivan always has one or more outstanding nationally known stars for the lead in each production, and for The Sound of Music, they have Peter Palmer and Nico, Mr. and Mrs. Peter Palmer in parentheses, so that must be his wife. He may be remembered as the star of Little Abner, both on Broadway and in the movie version. Of course, from the viewpoint of Flora folks, the star is going to be Lisa Martin. Okay, Ty, I sent you 2 pictures. Can you show us the one of the little girl?
Oh, yeah.
8-year-old girl.
Oh, yeah. Dorlisa's a sweet soul. She is. Good friend. Good friend.
This is in 1976. She played the part of Marta. The second youngest child of Captain Von Trapp. Yeah, very cool. I mean, it's kind of a big deal to get a part in one of those plays because there's not just like our plays. If you want a part, we'll give you a part pretty much. Like even if it's a small part, we try to fit everybody in.
Yeah.
Although our cast is growing, there's going to be a day where we can't do that anymore.
No.
But back then, you really had to try out. And here she is. Dorlisa Martin gets Roland Sullivan. How cute is she with her blonde hair?
Oh, she's still a blonde.
Is she?
Yeah, Dorlisa's a nice person.
Uh-huh.
Look how cute she is.
Super cute. Proud of her for being a Flora girl and getting a part in that.
Yeah. What's that? Is that another little picture of her on the other side?
Yeah, there's another one, but I didn't send that in.
Didn't send that in. That's cute.
Okay, so now we're going to October of 1975. Mart Haycock Jr. Let's see this picture. It's the other one I sent in. Look at this. Mart Haycock Jr. shows a string of 6 bass he caught Sunday, with the smallest weighing 2 pounds and the largest weighing 3 3/4 pounds. Mart said he caught them using rabble-rouser yum-yum worms.
What?
Rabble-rouser yum-yum worms.
I made that. Mart was my kindergarten principal at seminary school. I think he's lying.
Is he still around?
No, he passed. Him and Jack Thatcher are my dad's best friends.
Okay.
That's Sandy's husband.
He suddenly got quiet when they asked where he caught them, saying that it was a preferred fishing hole of his that he wished to not mention.
Probably. So basically, he caught them illegally in somebody else's pond.
Doesn't want to mention where he got them, but he caught them with the rabble-rouser yum-yum worms. Are those still on the market today?
Rabble-rouser yum-yum.
Google
worms.
that. Rabble-rouser yum-yum.
Come on. Worms have names.
Well, these are probably plastic bait worms. They're probably not a real live worm.
Rabble-rousers. That's hard to say.
Rabble-rouser.
Peter Palmer. Sorry. Peter Palmer. That's a hard name to say.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if your wife's name was Mr. and Mrs. Paul or Peter Palmer?
Yeah.
Wow. What's that?
This is a chronology of news events in 75. I'm pretty sure I covered a lot of those in another episode.
Well, you probably need to. Oh, there they are. Whoa.
Oh,
okay,
let's see
that's serious business.
Let's see what he caught all these fish on, these rabble-rousers. Ty's got something pulled up here.
Who knew? Have you ever gone down the fishing? Holy Moses. $7.50.
Yeah.
The fishing aisle is very confusing.
There is
way too much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like all those choices. Ooh, that's a cute one on the one in the middle to the far right. Red and blue. They don't even look like worms. They look like toucans.
I guess, but ooh, that one says a bad word in it.
Does it have a bad word in it? Okay.
I'm not going to say it.
I missed it.
Okay. Well, that's similar to what he caught his fish on.
What's that big? What's that?
This is one about, I think I did this one about a puppet. Did I do that?
No, honey.
I didn't. Maybe I just, in my head, I've done these. Let's talk about this.
No, honey, you didn't do one about a puppet.
I can swear I did.
You did not. I would have. Yeah.
Our regular viewers are going to go back and check all these and be like,
I know you didn't do a puppet because I would have remembered a puppet.
Okay,
I remembered somebody's ear in their stomach.
Okay, so let me send this one to Ty. This one is about a little boy, I guess, and his name. Well, first of all, the title is Flora Small Businessman Has Popular Item for Holidays. Public Beats a Path to His Door. This 1976. Santa's elves should take lessons from 12-year-old Flora boy. He deals in only one toy, but by himself he has made over 100 of them in the past month. Scott Hargis, 12, 210 South Elm in Flora, has one of the most highly demanded Christmas toys in the area on his one-person assembly line.
Okay, seriously, Scott did that? Scott actually just passed away a few weeks ago.
Oh.
He was a senior when I was a freshman. I had no idea that's Hargis Glass Plus's brother.
Yeah. So the toy is a chicken-like marionette, which is made to move by strings. The toy is the pride and joy of over 100 people who have purchased the item from Scott in the past month. The bird comes in 5 colors: purple, red, yellow, pink, or blue. They sell for $6 a piece, and most of the buyers consider that a real bargain.
Huh.
The marionette is made of white styrofoam balls, colored feathers, string, a few accessories, and the wood supports for the top. Movement of the supports make the marionette walk around the room with astounding authenticity. How did Scott get started in this business? Let's
show this.
Yeah, we got a picture, Ty. When you're ready, we'll.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea he did puppets.
Well, technically, I guess it's a marionette because the hand doesn't go in it. It's just one that you walk around.
Oh my gosh. Yep, that's Scott Hargis.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Credit goes to his great aunt Thelma Altadonna of Carlisle. She runs the Altadonna IGA in Carlisle. She sent Scott a kit with instructions on how to make the birds. The first one was so well received that he made another one for a friend. After that, people who saw the clever toy descended on him like flies, wanting him to make more.
I believe it.
Just so was the beginning of Scott's Swift Marionette Factory. He put out 100 orders the first month in operation and turned over a healthy profit. Sure, $6 each times 100. He had $600. His supplies were feathers and styrofoam balls and some string. So he made
a little bit of cash.
For a 12-year-old boy. That was quite the business. Although I know 12-year-old boys pretty well, and their attention spans are pretty short. So I wonder if he made the first 10, 20 and had a great time. But by the time he got to the 100th one, he might have been questioning his life's decisions.
Well, considering I knew Scott and I didn't know he did puppets, I'd say he did it when he was that age.
And then dropped it. He didn't go into a real business of it. The proceeds.
Wow.
Oh, this is his quote. This is, quote, what he said. The proceeds keep me in milk and candy bars, said Scott. But I don't have time to do much else besides making birds. See, he's already getting tired of it. I'm not, and I don't even know him. I'm sure he was a great guy. I just know how 12-year-old boys are. The rush of orders has slowed down somewhat as Scott has only about 40 orders left to fill. Father Frank has stepped in and assisted his son on a part-time basis. For people who still want them, Scott says there is a little time before Christmas that he can make a few more, but most of his pre-Christmas time is already booked up with unfilled orders. Many big businesses start out small and work their way to the New York Stock Exchange. The great businessmen of this era were once small-scale independents. Who knows? Maybe one of these days the Wall Street Journal might list the emergence of a new industrial giant on the New York Stock Exchange, or Scott's Swift Marionette Factory Limited.
How fun.
That's a super cute story.
That was a great story.
Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, some of the stuff in this book is
I love it.
Tragic, and other stuff is fun.
That's good.
Fun stuff. So, let's see.
What's that one on the Flora man charged with what?
Reckless homicide, DWI,
Ooh.
1976.
Let's talk of that.
2 felony charges are pending in Clinton County Circuit Court against a Flora man, Glenn E. Young, 24. The charges stem from a September 30th accident which left Ellsworth Dusty Perry of Flora and Joe Pettigo of Olney dead. Charges of reckless homicide and driving while intoxicated have been filed against Young. Trial dates have not been set yet. The accident in question occurred at 3 a.m. September 30th on Route 50 near the Shattuck Road turnoff between Carlisle and Sandoval. Young was driving a Halliburton tractor trailer and was returning from a job in the area. The Halliburton truck and a pickup with Perry and Pedigo inside collided almost head on, killing the 2 men. Oh gosh, so he was driving a semi-drunk.
Oh.
And hit 2 men head on.
Wonder whatever happened to him.
I'm sure he doesn't work for Halliburton.
I bet not.
I imagine he probably went to prison. Young was taken to St. Mary's Hospital in Centralia, where he was in serious condition for a short while. The DWI charges based on blood tests taken after the accident. According to newly elected Clinton County State's Attorney Patrick Hitpus, the original hearing date on the charges was set for tomorrow, but has been continued to a later date. So I don't know what happened, but
I don't know either.
I hope. Yeah, I don't know. That's sad for all parties, even the young man. That's a hard way to learn about a lesson.
Yeah, we're fixing to wrap everything up.
Are we?
So.
Okay.
Yeah, you just need to keep bringing. You just need to keep that book on us all the time.
I will. I'll keep it.
Those are some. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff in here.
Yeah.
So anyway, that went fast.
I think it does go fast.
Okay, so we've had some tragedy. So let's do something funny to end the show.
We'll do some funny stuff.
Okay.
I need my pen so I can mark what I've done. Okay, so we've been finishing on Here's Your Sign, the Bill Engvall, which I think is hysterical. Last year, when my wife and I were going home for Thanksgiving, a man pulled up next to us at a stoplight with a dead deer on the hood of his car. My wife looked at me. Do you think he's been hunting? No, I said. They give away a deer with the purchase of every Jeep.
Oh, gosh.
That's funny. Let's see, here's another one. I cut my finger really bad the other day and went to the emergency room with a rag wrapped around my hand. The nurse looked at it and asked, "Did you cut yourself?" "Nope," I said. "I'm here to donate blood and I hate needles."
That's a good one. I like that one. He's a hoot.
He is funny.
Oh, gosh. His poor wife. She's probably just rolling her eyes all the time.
I got one more here I got time for. The other day, we were setting up tables in our yard and putting out old furniture labeled with prices. My neighbor came over and asked, "Hey, are you having a yard sale?" I said, "Nope. We thought we would furnish the front yard and try renting it out for a while." You know what? He wrote this, "Here's your sign" for me.
Oh, did he?
Because I asked the dumbest questions.
Yeah, well, we're all guilty of that at some point. It just kind of comes out. You just try to what do I say? And then you say something dumb. But
Bill,
anyway.
Yeah, that's just so funny. Oh, Bill, I feel bad for his wife.
Yeah, she's probably just rolling her eyes constantly at him. But anyway.
Yeah, well, that's it for our show today, babe.
So anyway, thanks for joining us. And as always, you can catch us on Wabash Catch TV, channel 100. And also all of our videos are on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, by the way, with Beth and Stacey. And you can like and follow us on Facebook. So that wraps it up for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.